Get this
Yeah,
started.
okay.
You good?
Done. Yeah.
Okay, Ben, we're off and running, man. I'm so happy that we made this happen. Thank you for doing this.
Mm. No, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. When you might be one of the most requested people that people want to see interviewed.
This is absurd.
And Matteo Pizzi. He told me that if you said your English wasn't good enough for the interview, that you were lying.
No, it's just no. I'm not lying. I don't speak English.
So I guess let people know, where do you live? What country are you coming from?
So I'm living in France, but in the southwest part.
Okay.
It's named the Hautes-Pyrénées, which is the region of the mountains.
And I can see that because all the time on Instagram and in the Facebook group, you post the most beautiful
Yeah.
photographs of even just like next to your house or when you're out with your
Yeah.
dogs walking
Exactly.
or running. It looks beautiful. What mountains are those?
They are the Pyrenees. In
Okay.
France, you got two mountain chains, which are the Pyrenees on the south, close and making the border with Spain,
Okay.
and the other one it's on the east side, making border with Italy, Germany, and maybe another one, and they are the Alps.
Okay. Okay. So
So I'm close to the Pyrenees.
is it cold where you are because you're near the mountains?
Uh, Honestly, I lived in Lyon for 10 years, and this was more cold than here because we are close to the mountain, but not so far from the ocean too. So the ocean is bringing a bit of warm weather.
Okay. And you take some really beautiful photographs. Is that just something that you like to do? Have you always been into photography? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I always loved taking pictures, but it's really, really new because I think 2 years ago, I found a website which is always selling used camera and lenses.
Okay.
So I just think very deeply to that because it's an expense,
Mm.
and decided to just spend less than 300 euros for
Okay.
a camera and one lens. And after a few months, bought another lens, and then another lens, then another camera, etc. etc. But yeah, I got the luck to live close to the mountains and close to the forest too. So it's easy for me to just go outside and take pictures.
Yeah, it looks like you live just in the beautiful countryside. Is that fair to
Yeah.
say? Do you live in a small town in the country? Do you live near a city or
It's my the town where it's a very small town. We are at about 10 minutes of a
okay.
bigger one, but that bigger one is very small because it's only like 50,000 people in that city. So it's not that big.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if you live in a small town, usually in a small town, there's not that many people, so everybody kind of knows everybody else. Do they just know you as the crazy guy that works out all the time?
Yeah. One day when my latest dog was just in home, she just disappeared.
Mm.
And we came back. I was upset and make the neighborhood with the car, and then made the neighborhood running with the other dogs. And my brother-in-law did the same in the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And when he asked if people have seen a small black dog, etc., people said, "Oh, the muscular guy, the one who is running constantly." So yeah, a lot of people know me just because I'm strong and running almost naked on the street. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I also really, really love your gym. I think your gym is awesome.
Uh,
I mean, it's
the only thing I want to change is the ground.
oh, is it uneven?
Yeah, yeah, uneven and really rubbish with a lot of holes. Outside is really problematic. But yeah, it's a nice place. I'm really often at sunset, which is perfect.
And it's so cool that you get your kids working out with you too. I love seeing them. Is that something did they want to do that on their own? Did you kind of get them into it, or
Mm.
did they just watch their dad and decided to follow along?
I think at first Jeanne started with jumps, and I think she didn't by that time she didn't have 2 years old,
Okay.
and she jumped like more than 20 centimeters,
Okay.
and she continued to do that with a lot of just hanging.
Hanging. Yeah, yeah.
And then her brother came, starts to jump and do some hanging too. Then they start to play with rings. And I think Jeanne came to a CrossFit class when she was 6, I
Okay.
think, during a year. And she loved that, but said that my CrossFit was better because it was more true CrossFit and not just like a parkour.
Mm, mm.
And yeah, after they just have been used to came down in the garage and asked me to do something. And sometimes I'm honestly pushing them really, really too far. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because one time I think we had the 5 times 500 meters on
Mm-hmm.
the rower, and I make them doing. I pushed Jeanne really far. She finished crying, but I checked a time on the worldwide federation,
Yeah.
and she was at 2 seconds of the worldwide champion of her age.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I think if I remember, he was a young boy from Australia.
That's
And
incredible.
yeah, and she said, when I told her, she said, I don't care. I never want to do that again.
Right.
But the day after, she said, okay, maybe I want to train for the world record.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow,
But life makes different things.
yeah,
But yes,
that's incredible. Um, because yeah, I'll see your kids, they even go on some really long runs with you, don't they?
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
and they love that
they love it.
because running, running is stupid or not, but running is, in my opinion, difficult for the mind because your brain is constantly saying, "Oh, stop,
Mm,
stop. You could walk, slow down. It's hard. You need to breathe." And no, they really enjoy. Last Sunday or 2 Sundays before, she ran with me more than 7 kilometers
that's
in
incredible.
the
That's
mud, in the
fantastic.
wood, and it's okay.
It's also beautiful. I mean, I see when you take some photos or some videos, I mean, the scenery where you guys are running is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, it. again,
For
who
sure, it's
knows?
more interesting than running in cities, I say. Sure.
It seems like, I feel like I'm lucky because I get to talk to people from all around the world, all different countries, all different cultures, all different everything. And I don't know if what you're doing is a good representation of France in general. Maybe it'd be different in a big city, but it seems to me like it seems really cool to me that your kids seem to spend a pretty good amount of time like outside or doing things that are physical and not just, with their phone stuck to their face or something, 24 hours a day.
No, sadly, it's not a good representation of French youth. It's it's in this place. It's like a bit of everywhere.
Hmm.
Kids wants to stay inside playing video games. The
Same
other
thing
day
here.
in December, um, Jeanne made a birthday party with six friends, and every one of them came in my house with a phone.
Mm,
But guys, you are just 11.
right.
Why are you owning a phone?
Right. Yeah.
Up to you. So
It's
no,
pretty, it's crazy.
it's Carla and I are really putting that point in front of everything else. No screen, no phone, a bunch of readings, and outside.
Oh, I mean, I think that's so cool. So your kids love to read too?
Yeah, yeah, but it's always the same story. Kids are doing what you are doing, not what
Mm.
you are saying. And we are together reading a bunch of books, so they are always reading something.
So they're playing outside, they're working out, they're running with their dad, they're playing with the dog, and they're reading books.
Yeah,
I would say that's pretty good.
yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah,
That's pretty cool. You know, so people might just hear that you love running and all this stuff, but for anyone who's unfamiliar, I mean, as far as I know, you're probably the fittest member of Lynchpin. Like, oh, I know you're very humble guy, but like overall, like I've got three different recent scores for people listening. We recently did the 1,000 by 1,000 meter row. You did a 311, a 323, and a 324, all in the Concept 2 rower. That's ridiculously fast. The other
oh,
day, we had the heavy workout of
oh,
6, 9, 12, 9, 6 of a lateral burpee over the bar, a front squat of
awful,
185, and a chest
awful.
bar pull-up. You did that in 8 minutes and 26 seconds, which is ridiculously fast. And then just body
Ah,
weights. When Angie came up the other day, 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 100
ah,
sit-ups, 100 air squats. That was 15 minutes and 1 second. So we've got, you know, what were you doing before Lynchpin that gave you such an incredible base of fitness? Because it couldn't have been just running, was it?
no, no, for sure. Honestly, I think if I remember properly, I broke my first rower at 12.
That's amazing. That's rowing at 12. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I started with basketball at 7. Then maybe the year after turned to rugby because
Mhm.
for basketball I was too strong, but too strong in the game. I was entering with too much strong in the game,
Gotcha.
pushing guys too
Fouling
much.
people?
Yeah, and I played rugby for 15 years, and by side I did a bit of athleticism, running
Okay.
200 meters and throwing spear. Uh, one season my shoulder was, so I played handball, which is wow, really rough because you are running all the time. Uh,
And
and
during
you
all this time, were you lifting weights or no?
no, I start lifting weights maybe at 2024 when
24.
I yeah, when I start to play at university in Lyon.
Okay. Okay. And you're
But
40 years
before
old
that,
now.
before that, I never lifted weights. But um, it's my physical because my dad was very tall and very strong, and my mom, she's a bit old by now because she's 72. But as she's 72, when she was young, she was very tall for her age and strong with a large shoulder, uh, tight hips,
Mm-hmm.
with abs and biceps, and she
Oh,
was
no
strong.
kidding.
Yeah. I remember I start to beat her at running around 11 or 12.
It was a proud moment.
Yeah, and but it's a family story. My grandpa um, died at more than 100 years old,
Oh, wow.
and one was doing like push-ups against the sink in the bathroom at 93 and
No.
abs on his bed, and the other one was doing L-sit pull-ups at 76.
L sit pull-ups at 76 years old?
Yes,
This explains a lot. This explains a lot.
I think so too.
Oh, that's incredible. What an amazing family just history, or you have some good genetics, but you
Yeah, and
have to work hard.
my mom every morning continue to do some, um, we'll say, abs routine. And recently, she had some dumbbells work. Elliot said to me that he always already saw a grandmother doing a dumbbell thruster.
Oh,
At 72, it's not that bad.
that is absolutely awesome. So you've actually been, I looked it up this morning because I wasn't sure when you first joined Lynchpin. Man, it was back in November of 2017.
I don't remember because I think I joined the pivot track one time and canceled it because I joined a CrossFit gym,
Hmm.
but the guys said that I could train by part, so I took again the private track. So I don't know if you said to 17, yeah, maybe I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's when it showed, but yeah, it could be even a little bit before then if there was a break in it or something like
Yeah.
that. But what over there in France on your computer or your phone or whatever it was, what made you find Lynchpin? How in the world did you find us?
I think at first I met you at the games when you were commenting the games.
What year?
I would say 13.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, because I started doing CrossFit in 12. Then we moved in Brazil and we came back in 13. So I would say 13.
When you say met me, you mean saw me doing the broadcast or doing the media.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, yep.
I remember, by example, the rap clip with Jason Kalipa and stuff. And
Yes.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yep.
And I think in 13 you were in South America for your bike trip,
Yes, for the motorcycle trip. Yep.
and you were posting some videos and some training tips. And I think I remember we were just coming back from Brazil. It was in late August. And I remember I started to do what you were doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
just following along.
Yeah. Hold on.
And then you just, decide to make it official and head into your garage there. Do you, working out by yourself there, is it by yourself every day, or do you have any friends in the neighborhood that work out with you?
I think maybe in 17 or 18, I joined CrossFit gym
Hmm.
till the COVID.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And when at that time I already had some gear at home, but when COVID strikes, I just um, I just came back home and train again home alone and enjoyed it a lot because less pressure. You could choose your music.
Yes.
When you are a bit older, it started to be a bit problematic. And yeah, I realized that I needed more warm up than the class.
Mm.
So yeah, it was the perfect time for me to come back home. And I realized that it was the best place for me. So when the COVID stuff was over, I just decided to stay home. I I think I have already bought a rower, but I bought the eco bike. I bought some plates and maybe a new bar and maybe later the GHD, but that was okay.
And you made yourself a squat rack.
Yeah. Yes.
And it works great. Who, in the BTWB app or in the private Facebook group, are there any particular people in there that you look at each day for your times or just not even for times for like motivation or you like to check in on them?
Of course, constantly chasing. Um, Depends on what's on the whiteboard.
Right, right.
Because when it's about mixed modality, ah, Evan wins 13 is always first, but Adam Standoff is never far away. Recently, Eric, I don't remember his name, but in the cold country, when the
Eric, does it
guy
ends
doing
with an H? Eric with
burpees
an
on his
H?
feet in the snow, yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
this guy is a beast. Yeah, the other day he just pushed me. We would say yesterday, yes, with 21:59.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I saw his score and said, okay. But yes, of course. And when it's heavy barbell, just for fun, I look at Stanner's score because it's always astonishing.
Right.
But yes, of course, Matteo is always on the top, surfing easily on the top. So I'm constantly chasing him too. Yeah,
That's and what is do you ever take a rest day? What's the deal with just no rest days? Do you know how to rest?
I don't speak English.
Right.
Um, no, today I took a rest day today because I just run more than 7 kilometers, so it's easy.
Is that the typical rest day for you? Is that a good day for you to go out for a run?
Yeah, I think 2 years ago I came to a point I was overtrained. My my body was okay. I didn't hurt myself, but my mind was exhausted.
Mm,
Constantly putting a lot of pressure of on every workout, but on my rest days, who were at that time weightlifting on Thursday and running or gymnastics on Sundays, it was exhausting. I remember being being more than just anxious, thinking about my training.
okay, yeah.
So I I was 39, and it was that summer I made a vasectomy. So I had this obligation to take 10 days with no weights, with no intensity, with no running. And I, I probably said, okay, that's the good moment to make make a turn.
Hmm.
And now I sometimes do a little workout on Sundays or stuff, but it's just like to give some taste.
Right. A little
But
appetizer.
yeah, exactly. But no, a running session or a hiking session or mountain bike is really cool. And running session, even if they are a bit long, they are in zone two, so I'm not exhausted at all.
So how did you find a way? What worked for you to make the workouts fun again, to take that pressure off yourself so you didn't feel that anxiety and your head was in a better place?
Workouts are always fun. I think just the pressure of the whole thing was too much, and
Mm,
now it's up. But yeah, by example, you talked about the 6-9-12-9-6 on
mm,
Tuesday, and just before doing it, I wasn't feeling the Eric's version because I was on a rush. It was for my lunch break, a bit tight. So I previously think maybe not Eric's, maybe limited equipment. And
hmm.
I watched the leaderboard and saw Matteo Pizzi score and said, okay, 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 okay. So, I mean, the pressure is here, but
In a good
maybe,
way?
yeah, in a good way, but maybe I'm wise enough to balance it.
That makes me very happy. Good. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's all up to the individual, right? To each person. Some people, everybody responds to pressure differently. Sometimes,
Yeah.
and maybe pressure is not the right word, but looking at other people's scores, looking at other people's times, and then some people feel a pressure to lift a certain weight or to get a certain
Yeah,
time.
comparison. Yeah.
And sometimes that little push is good, right? Because it makes you work hard.
Mm.
But sometimes that push sometimes for some people makes working out not fun and feel like work. And that's not good. That's
Mm.
not, you want to find that good balance. So I'm very happy to hear that you found that balance. I know it's late over there in France and I'm going to get you back to your kids here in a second, but I'm curious. How is your English so good? Where did you learn to speak English?
Um, Younger, I had some English girlfriends, and then when I was in Lyon, I had an Irish boss for a few
Okay.
times, and no, I think watching movies in English, but I think it's really gone better thanks to you and thanks to the private group because I think honestly, I'm more writing on my phone in English
Mm-hmm.
every day than in French. And I think I'm reading, even if I'm reading books every day, I think I'm reading more stuff on my phone in English than in French.
Interesting. Okay. I find languages fascinating. I'm intermediate in Spanish, but so I have an appreciation for other languages. And in the United States, we're so bad about just speaking one language and speaking nothing else. Every time I speak to somebody in Europe, they're always two languages, three languages. Some people have like four languages. I'm like, oh my goodness. I always find it very, very impressive. So, Ben, I appreciate you, man. I mean, you're a very important part of what makes Lynchpin so cool. I mean,
Thank you.
so kind interacting with people. People love interacting with you. And yeah, I just want to let you know, like from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. And I will see you in the Facebook group, my friend.
With pleasure.
Or have a good evening.
And have a good day.